Sourav and Boria seem to be confident that, we've got the momentum now. And that's an important part in any World Cup. But in a sense, do you believe that it's also important to peak at the right time? So, those quarterfinals, semi-finals, finals, 3 days are going to decide really who wins the World Cup. How important is it that we play on pitches like the one we did today in Adelaide? I got a sense this was an ideal kind of pitch for an Indian team to play. The bounce was true. It was a great batting surface. Is that going to make a difference, you think?
Well, to a certain extent, yes. But the also good thing for Team India, I think, has been there for a long period of time. And this victory, at least, is a shot in the arm that they've been able to beat Pakistan. Conditions in favour of the batting side doesn't make a difference that much. At the end of the day, it's confidence. In the last 3 months, Rajiv, we didn't win anything. But from here on in, as the World Cup started, it's a different format. Team India in the blue jersey with the white cricket ball is a different kettle of fish altogether.
Saurabh, I just want to get you in before I get it. Is it good that we've spent these 70 days in Australia, or are we tired? There are two ways to look at it. One is that we are tired at the end of 70 days. The other is that the men in blue, as Nikhil says, are very different from the men in white.
No, I agree with Nikhil that the men in blue are different than the men in white. But even the men in blue in the tri-series were not good enough. So it's not just the test matches in Australia, but it was the one-day series as well. I didn't see the Indian team being tired today's game, because obviously when you play Pakistan, it actually gets you going, because everyone understands the importance of an India-Pakistan game. And I feel it's too early to say, because we haven't played the teams who are good in these conditions, teams like South Africa, teams like West Indies, teams like New Zealand, teams like Australia. So these teams will be good. You have to understand that this Pakistan side will not take sleep away from many teams in this World Cup, and I can bet you on that. So from that point of view, it's too early to say. As I've said before, and I stick to that India have the side to go the distance in the World Cup. It's just the beginning, but the real test will start from next Sunday when they play South Africa, who are very good in these conditions.
You remember, Boria, 2003, that big game played in the aftermath of the Kargil war. Sachin scored that remarkable innings and India won. What was the mood like in Adelaide today compared to the mood in Centurion 12 years ago? Was the same intensity there?
I will actually draw on what my friend and colleague Vikrant Gupta just told me. He stepped in 5 minutes back and he said in his 16 years or 20 years of covering cricket, he's not seen anything like this. It was an invasion of blue. I mean, from around 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, people started streaming in Rajdeep, 38, 39 degrees centigrade heat. In our pre-show, we could not understand if this was Adelaide, if this was India. That kind of passion. The police was trying to actually control. They've never seen as many media crews. So finally they started giving up and started clicking pictures. Like in South Africa, like in any parts of the world, Birmingham during the Champions Trophy, and now here, when India plays the 50-over game, it is surreal. The kind of Indian fans, the number of Indian fans, the takeover of Adelaide. Adelaide is an Indian colony. As I speak, the airport, there are 3 Bollywood movies for tonight. There are bean bags and food and samosas for Indian fans at the Adelaide airport. Can you beat that? It is incredible.
So therefore, Saurav, you're not so out of place. You can ask for Rasgulla. If they can sell samosa there at Adelaide airport, they can also give you Rasgulla. You are in an Indian colony in Adelaide. Find some Bengali restaurant to go to today and have macher jol.
Rajdeep, cricket has taught me one thing, that when you are in Rome, be like the Romans. So when I am in Australia, I behave like the Australians. I have steaks, I have noodles, I have a good breakfast of bacon and beans and sausages. And when I get back to Calcutta, I behave like a Bengali. And then when I have my rasagullas and samosas. So I believe in that when you are in Rome, behave like the Romans.
But what was the mood like? What was the mood for you, Saurav? As someone who was there in Centurion, you've seen the mood. Was there a sense that with every game, the Indian fans are just following the team in a manner that, and they are the 12th player. Even in Australia, they become the 12th player for Team India.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the start India needed, that they beat Pakistan in the first game, and that will get all the Indians from all parts of Australia to come. Today, we were at the ground and there were people from Sydney, Adelaide, some came from America, but mostly from all Australia. They're following the Indian team, so which is good for the game, which is good for the World Cup, which is good for the broadcasters, which is good for us, because when people come and watch, the ratings go high, everything falls in place. So it's great for the tournament, and that's why I think the organizers have done a great job to have Australia, England to start with at the MCG, which was 90,000 yesterday. India played Pakistan today at Adelaide, which was chock-a-block, and New Zealand played Sri Lanka at Christchurch yesterday, which was chock-a-block as well. So it just creates an hype around the tournament, and I think this tournament will be very, very popular in Australia, because cricket is a huge sport, and I think the Australians actually believe, Rajdeep, that they can win this World Cup, and so do I. I believe actually Australia can win this World Cup, and I think that will keep interest going in this part of the country, and you'll have people walking across the grounds and follow every team, especially India, Australia, and to my money, South Africa.
Even New Zealand are counting their chances.
That's right. Shivani is lucky. She's going to go to Australia soon and is going to sort of celebrate that spirit. But look at it. For years there was the Barmy army that followed England everywhere. I get a sense now we have our own army.
Swami army.
The Swami army, but it's even gone well beyond the Swami army. The kind of images that I see wherever India plays now internationally, and when you play Pakistan, I think there must have been 70-30 was the kind of split when it came to fans. Are these fans now creating that, pressure on Team India, or do you believe they're a great support for Team India?
No, I think great support for Team India. As the supporters grow in number, you can only say that this is a great support for Team India, and that's their strength. Boria was mentioning with the number of people that there are in Adelaide, in the stadium, you're saying 70-30, it might be more than that. It helps. It helps in terms of every boundary that an Indian batsman gets, Rajdeep, gets cheered on, every wicket. It makes a difference. It just sends a very alarming message in the opposition's dressing room. And that helps. When you're out there in the middle, every boundary, it makes a world of a difference. When anything good Team India does, you have 40,000 people cheering behind your back. It makes a world of difference.
From a stadium, it becomes a theatre. If you have fans who are, outnumbering anyone else, and that atmosphere of a theatre or a cauldron, it can do a lot for players on the pitch.
That matters, as India has beaten Pakistan in the match that many believes matters. Will it be good enough, of course, to win the World Cup is the big question. Will we repeat this performance over the next 6 weeks? Just enough time to say thank you to Shivani, who wants to say 3 words about Virat Kohli.
I just want to say great aggression, love to see it, but just control it a little bit. The expletives we almost didn't hear from him after taking that catch. Just control it a little bit.
Okay, control it a little bit. Are we good enough to win the World Cup? Quickly.
Absolutely, without a doubt, after this win.
Okay, Boria, Sourav, still with us? Are we good enough to win the World Cup?